So now we will see arrays in JavaScript. So guys, basically an array is a special variable which can hold more than one value. So guys, we will check this with the help of example as well, and we will also see why do we use arrays. So basically array is nothing but a special variable in which case we can store the list of values, and the values can be of the same data type or the different data type as well. So as you can see, this is the example. We can use the const keyword or the let keyword as well, followed by the name of the array. Based on the project requirements, we can use the naming convention in order to name the array over here, followed by the equal to operator, and then over here we have the open and close square bracket. This is very important. This particular square brackets are used in order to represent the arrays in JavaScript. So over here we have the open and close square brackets within which the values can be provided, and those should be separated with the help of the comma in this case. So as you can see, we have provided the first value over here as John, and then we have the second value as Doe, we have the third value as Peter over here. So guys, basically we have the list of names in this case, and it is having 3 names over here, and this is what we call array in JavaScript in this case. So guys, let us check this with the help of examples in VS Code over here. So simply I'm going to create a new file, that is 23 followed by underscore and then arrays in this case. So as you can see, this is the new file that we have created. Now guys, simply what we will do is, let us say we provide the let keyword and then we provide the name of the array as names in this case, since we are going to have the list of names over here. Guys, we have forgotten to provide the extension, that is .js over here. So quickly I'll do that. So we have arrays.js file name over here. So what we will do is, inside the open and close square brackets this time, simply we are going to have the list of names. So let's say we have the first name as John in this case, followed by comma, and then we are going to have the second name inside the single or the double quotes over here. We will have Peter as the second name, and let's say we have another name that is Smith in this case. So either you can provide the single quote or the double quote when you are using the string data type. In this case, you can also provide the numbers as well as far as the array of numbers are concerned. So guys, in this way you can define the list of names, and this is the array that we have defined in the JavaScript. Now you can simply use the variable name, that is names over here, in order to quickly print the content of this particular array. So when we save this file now and try running this code on the terminal, so we will use node keyword followed by the name of the file, that is arrays.js this time. So as you can see, we have the John, Peter and Smith, that is the values of this particular array that we have already defined. So guys, in this way you can easily define the arrays that is going to have the list of particular values, which can be of the data type string or integers or the other objects as well. Now guys, apart from this, why do we use the array? So this is used in order to store the similar data in one variable, that is in the form of list. So guys, let us say you want to represent all these 3 names over here. So it will be a lengthy process in order to provide the different variable names, such as name 1, it is equal to John in this case, and then followed by another name, that is name 2 over here, in which case you have to provide Peter in this case. So in this case, if you want to provide the multiple values which are going to have the similar characteristics, so in this case we have provided the 3 values, that is John, Peter and Smith, and with the increase in the complexity in your project, the variables will keep on increasing over here similarly. So in order to avoid this, simply we can have just one variable and we can create the array, which means the list of names which will be stored inside that particular array. And this is why we use the arrays in JavaScript. So guys, over here, to answer this question, why do we use array? So basically in order to store the similar data in one variable, that is we want to store the list of values inside the variable, we can use the arrays in JavaScript. Now guys, we can also create the array using the new keyword over here. So just like how we have used the open and close square brackets in this case, we can simply use the new keyword. So let me just comment out this line of code over here, and also the names array, and what we will do is, again we will define the names array in this case, followed by the equal to operator, and this time what we will do is, simply we can use the new operator, and then we have something called as array keyword in this case, and then guys, after this simply we can have the open and close parenthesis, and then we can provide all these values that we wanted to define inside the array. So simply let me just copy these values and paste it inside the open and close parenthesis over here. So as you can see, whatever values you had provided inside the open and close square brackets, the same values can be provided over here inside inside the open and close parenthesis this time when you're using the new keyword followed by the array object in this case. Now guys, the meaning of this particular line of code and this new operator is same over here. Both these lines of code is going to create the array of these names, and we are going to print those names with the help of the console.log statement over here. So let me just save this file now and try running this code once again over here on the terminal. So as you can see, again we have the list of names that are getting printed over here. But guys, for simplicity, we simply use the open and close square brackets over here, since it is more readable, more easy to understand as well for the other coders who are going to review your code or use your code in order to add the future enhancements as well. So simply I'm going to remove the comment from here and comment out this particular line of code. But to make you understand, this line of code is also valid and it is going to create the list of values similar to the line of code that we had provided over here, including the open and close square brackets. Now guys, apart from this, how do we access all the array elements? So basically we can simply use the names variable in this case, which is the array name over here, in order to access them. So this is the default format that is used in order to print the elements of the arrays. Now guys, apart from this, you can also access the single array element over here. So what do we do is, in order to print the single element, let's say we want to print the first name, that is John in this case. So after the variable name, that is names over here, simply we provide the open and close square brackets in this case. And guys, remember that these names are having the indices and the index starts from the 0th number. So whatever arrays you are going to define, they are going to be represented by the indices, and the index starts from the 0th number over here. So this is at the 0th index, followed by this is at the first index, and then the Smith name is at the second index. So if you want to print the value that is John, so you have to use the names variable name over here, followed by open and close square brackets, and this time you have to provide the index number that is 0 in this case. So guys, basically this particular expression is going to access the first element of the array. Let me just save this file now and try running this code once again over here on the terminal. So as you can see, we are able to print the first name, that is John over here. Similarly, we can print the second name, that is Peter in this case. So we have provided the index number as 1. Let me just save this file now and try running this code once again over here on the terminal. So as you can see, we have Peter as the second name over here. So guys, how do we print all the values of the arrays by using the while loop? Let us check that as well. So what we will do is, simply we are going to use the while loop over here, and then we will say it is less than or equal to 2 this time. That's because that is the maximum number of index that we can access inside the array. So this is at the 0th index, and we have 1, and then we have 2. And then over here, before the while loop, we have to provide the variable that is I. In this case, it is equal to 0. So guys, over here inside the open and close curly braces, what we will do is, simply we are going to do console.log followed by the variable name, that is names over here, and instead of providing the index number that is 0, 1, 2 and so on, we will provide the variable name, that is I in this case. So basically names 0 will be printed first, and then what we have to do is, we need to increase the value of I by 1. So I++ will be used in order to increase the value of I by 1 in this case. So guys, let me just save this file now. All the indices will be accessed by using this names, and inside the open and close square brackets we have I value, which will help us in order to print all the values of array. So let me just run this code once again over here. So as you can see, we have John, and then we have Peter, and then we have Smith over here. So guys, in this way you can easily access the values of the arrays by using the while loop in this case, and also you need to check what is the length of the array so that you can provide the required condition over here. So guys, apart from this, you can also use the length property to get the size of the array. So instead of providing this fixed value, that is 2 over here, simply you can provide the length of the array. So in this case, what we will do is, we will use the names variable. In this case, we will use the names variable followed by the dot character, and then we have something called as length property over here. So as you can see, the length property gets or sets the length of the array. This is a number 1 higher than the highest index in the array. So guys, basically we get the length, but this time the length will return us the number 3 this time, because that is the count of the values that are present inside the array. So what we have to do is, we need to do -1 over here, since we are accessing the index number which is starting from 0. So we have 0 and then 1 and then 2 over here. So it is 3 minus 1, which is equal to 2. So let me just save this file now and try running this code once again over here. So as you can see, we are getting the same output after using the names.length property this time. But guys, over here this is the effective code. That's because it is finding the length of the array and then using that particular length in order to stop the execution of the while loop instead of providing the fixed number that we had provided previously. Now guys, apart from this, you can also loop the array elements that we had just seen over here by using the while loop, and you can use the variable name that is I, which is going to increase its count after each execution of the while loop in this case. Apart from this, you can also add the array elements using the push method over here. So guys, let us check that as well. So let me just comment out these lines of code over here. So after the names array, let us say we want to add another name over here. So simply we will use the names variable name followed by the dot character, and then we have something called as push method over here. As you can see, it appends the new elements to the end of an array and returns the new length of the array. So let us say we want to provide the name that is Messi over here. So simply inside the single quotes we will say Messi this time, and then in order to confirm this, let us provide the console.log statement and we will provide the names variable name over here. So guys, basically we will see all these three names, and after that we will also see this particular name that is added by using the push method. So let me just save this file now and try running this code once again over here on the terminal. So as you can see, we have four names, that is John, Peter, Smith and Messi. So guys, in this way you can also add more elements over here by using the push method. Apart from this, we have multiple other methods in arrays that we are going to check in the upcoming videos as well. So comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to this channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. I'll see you in the next video in which we are going to check important array methods in JavaScript. So stay tuned.